Welcome to Villa Heights Baptist Church Evening Devotion. I'm Pastor Jake with Dana on the Appalachian Trail in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. And we're up here to bring you this beautiful view and this timely message called The Mark of the Beast from Revelation chapter 13. We see the beast rise up out of the earth, and there's also another beast, a false prophet, that tries to get everyone on the earth to worship this political leader or the Antichrist. And there's a tremendous movement in that direction and coercion and manipulation going on. Already, 1 John says the spirit of the Antichrist is at work in this world. And if we sure see that, drawing people's attention to political solutions or drawing people's attentions away from Christ to other answers to our problems in this world given by many people. And so in Revelation chapter 13, beginning with verse 15, we see a description of the mark of the beast. He was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast so that it could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. He also forced everyone, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand or on his forehead, so that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. It calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number of the beast, for it's man's number. His number is 666. Man falls short of the glory of God, and God calls us to focus on Him as our Messiah, our deliverer. Look to Him, to the hope of the world, who will bring the kingdom of our God and of His Christ to this world. But the devil wants us to look at people on earth as solutions to problems, like this false prophet does. The Antichrist or political leader wants everybody to focus on that man who's got the answers. And one of the answers is they're going to ration food, and you can't buy or sell unless you have a mark on your hand or your forehead. Sounds like a logical solution, right? But it's man's solution, and man's solution is always going to fall short of what God has in store. The Antichrist has a what you would call a deceiving counterfeit to God's awesome truth. That counterfeit really isn't much, but it deceives so many people because the Antichrist has some earthly power and strength and authority, and he uses that to solve the problems, but God is our solution, and His solutions is totally different. He will bring His kingdom through the gospel of Jesus Christ, through faith in Him, through looking to Him and lifting Him up, through following Him and His teachings, through humility, through kindness, through salvation. And so, some takeaways from this. The whole world, number one, is centered on what man can do and gives praise to men, glory to men, and lifts them up, and finds significance in that in associating ourselves with people who are lifted up by the world. And folks, let's not be led astray or deceived by that. That's the spirit of the Antichrist that will one day then bring that attention to this world leader in our future. Maybe the near future, but it is in our future. The groundwork is being laid even on this day. Why am I up here on the Appalachian Trail? We're up here where you're far from the cities, far from all the clamor. You can listen to God His still small voice. Know Him and His Word and get alone with Him. And that's what we need to be doing down in the cities where we live. Getting alone with God, listening to His Word, and focusing on Jesus. And tune out what this whole world emphasizes and wants to draw people's attention away from God, and to give praise and honor and glory and power and dominion to men. Now, this is a description of the Antichrist that I just read, but let's go back to Revelation chapter 4. A scene in heaven. And here's what the saints of God are doing in heaven. They are before the throne of God. They lay their crowns before the throne of God and say, you see, anything that we've done, we know this. We've done by the grace of God, through God, and what He's done to us. And we bring those crowns and lay them at His feet there in chapter 4, verse 11, and say, you are worthy, O Lord our God, to receive glory and honor and power. For you created all things, and by your will they were created and have their being. We have our being in God, who gives us strength, who gives us this beautiful light of His Son and all the many blessings on earth, the air we breathe, the beauty we see all around us, and the skills and the talents He's given us all come from Him and are sustained by Him and are to bring glory and honor to Him. So folks, let's look to Jesus, the King of Kings, our Messiah, our Deliverer. Let's endeavor to listen to Him, not be carried away and caught up with this world system and its philosophy and what it applauds and what it lifts up, what it praises, what it gives dominion to. No, the saints of God are praising the Lord in heaven. And let's stay focused in that, grounded in that, listening to heaven and having the harmony and melody of heaven and His kingdom in our heart that lifts up Jesus, draws near to Him, because there's no one like Him, no one but one true and living and loving God who has come into our hearts and brought us salvation. Now let's live for Him and His glory and share His good news as the hope, the true and living hope that will bring all men together by faith in Him as one people, one nation, one holy priesthood, and one people of God's own possession forevermore. And in the end, He'll wipe every tear from our eyes and make everything new. And may God bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and light your way.